of games. Really got to focus on keeping guys healthy, keeping guys fresh as best as possible, and then trying to clean up things in between games the best as possible without, overdoing it. And so we'll practice well today, and then we'll go to TCU. When we get back Wednesday and Friday, practices obviously will be adjusted a little bit just because of the turnaround. And so those will be more mental days, attention detail days, video days, walkthrough days, getting ready for Kansas. And then, Sunday we'll be off, and then we'll kind of start the cycle again with trying to get a good practice in on next Monday. And so it's unique, but everybody's dealing with this. And so our focus is really, we've got to have a good practice today so we can go down to Fort Worth and play well. And then it's about really just more focusing on scouting reports and details the rest of the week.
And you guys are almost playing like an NBA schedule in terms of the travel over the next few weeks. Do you enter this period with a set schedule of how you want to approach things, or is this something where you kind of just have to take it by ear?
I mean, I've got the preliminary schedule, but I think obviously in basketball, everything is changing, because you don't know how you play. You don't know your roster. If somebody got injured, different things like that, the health of your team. And so I've got everything mapped out through Saturday, at 4:00 after we play Kansas, going into Sunday's off day. But, based on, travel back from TCU, Wednesday, how the guys feel, how long do I keep them around on Wednesday, before we jump on a bus to go to KU. I've got to manage that day to day, but I have it, but without question, I have an outline for the week for sure.
And then I guess it might be hard because it's going through really the back end half of the season, but what would you consider a success for kind of this last 3-week period you're about to go through?
I think we gave our team two goals. Number one, offensively, are we playing with great pace? Are we getting better ball movement? Are we executing? We had 18 assists against West Virginia. We had 14 assists against Oklahoma, and we missed 45 shots. And so if we you maybe have a 20 assist game if you make a couple more shots. Defensively, effort, energy, and toughness. Those are the two things we're focusing on down the stretch. As we move in, we got 10 conference games, but as we finish these last, 5 weeks, or I guess 4 weeks now, because we're sandwiching games in, those are our two goals. Nothing more, nothing less. Not about trying to win 3 in a row, trying to win 7 in a row, trying to, break a losing streak. Man, we're trying to play that way. And if we can play the right way and focus on those two things, good things will happen. And I thought we played a lot better at Oklahoma. They're a very good team. We just, we ran in one little spot where it was 18-16 around the 11-minute mark in the first half. And then, we got stuck at 58 in the second half for a little bit, 5-6 possessions where we didn't get good opportunities that we needed to.
Thank you.
Once again, a reminder, if you have a question for Coach Prohm, to use the raise hand button in the participant panel. And our next question will be from Randy Peterson, the Des Moines Register. Go ahead, Randy.
Good afternoon, Coach. Okay, you've got everybody back now, I presume.
Yep.
What, going forward now, what do you expect out of these guys? I mean, and I know everybody hasn't got their sea legs back yet, but they're going to have to play like it, given the grind. What do you expect from them?
I think the same thing I just touched on.
Okay.
I think it is great to where we've got Javen back. I think coming back from COVID, I think you have to understand, as you look at the landscape through all of college basketball, every player, comes back differently from a standpoint of their health, from a standpoint of their conditioning, from a standpoint of them getting back to full speed, playing and their comfort level. I mean, you could see Javen Johnson just between first half and second half the other day made great strides. And so, again, I'm not caught up in the standpoint of we got to win so many games or we got to break a losing streak. I'm caught up in, how do we continue to grow this team and get these young guys better and put a focus and a premium on those two major areas I talked about from an offensive standpoint. We got to get back and build and understand, man, pace, ball movement, execution. Defensively, are we playing with great effort? We're playing with great energy and great toughness. And I think when you bottle up those last 80 minutes that we played, 60, 65 minutes, we probably did a lot of that stuff.
One more thing from me, Steve, at least.
Yep.
these guys haven't had an opportunity to play, and you've kind of touched on this a little bit, in front of the rip-roaring crowd that Hilton is. And they won't get the wonderful experience to play in front of the rip-roaring crowd that will be Allen Fieldhouse on Thursday. What are your thoughts on that? If you guys would have huge crowds at home, what would that make a difference? How would that lift these guys?
The thing and this is kind of the motto, and I saw this the other day, and I kind of stick true to this. You don't pick your trials. They choose you, and then you choose how you respond. It's unfortunate. Hilton is special. Allen Fieldhouse is special. Winning Allen Fieldhouse, there's nothing like it. When we broke the 60-game winning streak, that's a special moment. You want to play in great environments, but we're going through a pandemic, and so it's unfortunate. It's disappointing because there's no question when you're playing in front of, Hilton, whether it's an early season game in December, we started conference early, or it's, West Virginia the other night when you're down one, it obviously makes a difference. But it's disappointing. You hate it for guys like the seniors, the upperclassmen that may not get an opportunity to do it again if they don't, if they choose to move on with their careers. And it's unfortunate.
Our next question will be from Travis Hines of the Ames Tribune. Go ahead, Travis.
Hey, Steve, what did you see from your guys' three-point shooting on Saturday?
Obviously 16 for 31, we shot it really well. Thought we missed some opportunities, from three as well. Some extra pass threes that, we needed to make that were, maybe we could have gotten 35, but, at 35 up. I thought majority of the threes were good threes. There's probably out of those 15 misses, probably a third, maybe a little bit more you would like to take back. And then, of course, good players are going to hit a shot here and there with a hand in their face or a late contest. That's just college basketball. But, I thought we shot it well. I thought in the second half, the ball really went from one corner to the other corner well. It gave us a chance to win. And so we've got to continue to shoot it well with good spacing, good ball movement. The thing that really hurt us was just on the defensive side of the ball, 15 feet and in, making those tough plays.
When it comes to the three-point shooting, did you think the quality of shot was higher on Saturday than it had been before? Or guys who, you've said all year long are good three-point shooters who haven't been making them, finally did just connect on a few more?
Yeah, I thought if you charted the shots, I didn't write a lot of bad shots down. I thought we had a good quality number of threes we shot. I just think if you look at, Tyler Harris is starting to make them now. Jalen Coleman-Lands, made a couple early. Trey, finally started making a couple. Javen Johnson was back making them. And so, and then Bolton made some. So I think we've got a lot of guys that are very capable, like I said, all year. But, you can't, it's a make-miss game at times. And so, we had some 15, 17-foot jump shots that were wide open. We just missed. Some shots around the rim, jump hooks, layups, just missed. You got to continue to play through that stuff. But when I charted it, I thought we got, good opportunities from three. And I think that played a big part of being 16 for 31, though.
What are your thoughts on TCU?
Good basketball team. Great win the other night against Oklahoma State. And unfortunately, they couldn't play this weekend because of Baylor's situation. Samuel is a presence. They're very different, I think, on how they guard you and what they like to attack you in when Samuel's on the floor at the five based on when Ladie. But I like their guards. Miles and Nemhard, I think, are a really, really good, talented backcourt. They only put a couple guys out there that you can play as, I wouldn't say non-shooters, but, not 40% guys. Fuller's a guy that can really score it off the bounce. They're very good basketball team, and you could see it. They had a chance. They had Missouri beat up there, and Missouri kind of willed themselves back, and they're coming off obviously the win against Oklahoma State. So it'll be a great test for us.
Thank you.
Our next question comes from Michael Swain of 247 Sports. Go ahead, Michael.
A quick one on Solomon. He didn't have a defensive rebound against Oklahoma. Curious what you're looking for from him on the defensive glass? It seems like sometimes he almost clears out the paint for other guys to come in and get rebounds, but what particular are you looking for from Solomon in the defensive glass?
Yeah, I mean, that's something we've talked to him about and stressed with him for a long time. But I mean, if you look at his numbers over the course of the career and the years, I don't know if he's ever been a high volume rebound guy. I think kind of what you touched on a little bit. Sometimes, it may not be his guy, get it. He may be a great box out guy, but he's more an area rebounder, to where it's going to box, it's going to come to him. Where you have some guys up front that are out of their area rebound guys where they just can quick tap box and go get it. The one thing you didn't mention is he had 5 offensive rebounds. And so, he was really, really on the glass and active there. But I think, one of the things that, does help, kind of adds to his struggle from the defensive piece is like you touched on. He's a great box out guy, very, very physical, but sometimes he just holds his guy off. And then if the other guys don't do their job, we'll give up an offensive rebound. But, in a perfect world, yeah, we'd love to him be a double-double guy, a 10 rebound guy. But I just think consistently over the years, he's always kind of hovered around that 4 to 6 area.
And another defensive question for you. It might be a little inside basketball, but it seems like at times this season you guys have iced or down. I'm not sure what the terminology you guys use, but do you feel like you're a better team? I'm sorry?
Ice down, blue. I mean, there's a million terms for the same thing. Yeah.
And do you feel like your team is better defending those ball screens when you guys are switching like you did at times on Saturday? Or do you feel like you're better when you guys kind of ice or down those ball screens?
I think it's about who you're playing. I mean, to be honest with you, I think it's all relative to who you're playing because at the end of the day, it comes on, where Solomon Young or George Condon at the 5, can they guard when they get the mismatch? Tyler Harris, when he switches off, can he guard that mismatch for that possession? Different things like that. And I'm just using the 2 ends of the spectrum because you're looking at the tallest guys and the shortest guys. But I think if you're able to switch and stay out of rotation, that's a big, big thing to keeping your defense intact and then being able to be in position to box out and rebound. I thought, at times we have iced and done well. At West Virginia, we hard hedged a little bit. I came here being a huge hard hedge, trap, attack, blitz, ball screen guy. Then we kind of changed a little bit. But in a perfect world, you could switch ball screens. I think that's the way to go when you really look at the elite defensive teams in our league.
Gotcha. Thank you.
And we'll finish up with Travis Hines from the Ames Tribune. Go ahead, Travis.
Steve, you mentioned the focus with the guys being on maybe things of a more granular nature, whether it's the pace of play and the attitude and effort. I guess I'm curious, how do you manage and communicate that? Because I know that's a locker room and a coaching staff that, in large part has gotten to where they've been by being competitive and putting an emphasis on wins and losses. How do you communicate that message of what you want, while still keeping guys, engaged to the wins and losses?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's par for the course. I mean, obviously, we need to break through and win games. But I think what you saw Saturday, when you watched our bench, you watched our huddles, you saw great connection, you saw great connectivity, you saw people pulling for one another and trying to play the right way for the most part. I think, as long, we've got guys, like I said, man, you're never going to have 12, 13 guys be gym rats and in the gym all the time. But, I've been here a long time. And, when you get 6, 8 guys that are consistently in the gym, extra time, that's a big thing. And we've still got that going on right now. And it's mid-February or almost mid-February. So that's huge. We've got good character within our basketball team. I think we got great character within our coaching staff and our support staff. And so that helps just keep everybody focused on continue to in one of my old terms, to continue to drive the pile and continue to build the foundation and grow and hopefully, we'll break through. But at the end of the day, we all know I'm not saying we're evaluated by wins and losses. You know what I mean? And I get that.
Thank you.
All right. That's all we have for you, Coach. Thanks for your time.
All right. Thank you.